Alright, the first thing I want you to tell me is about this late matchup. How are you going to play it through levels 1 through 3? And what's kind of like the end goal for you guys, your team versus their team?
Okay, well, the thing is, I haven't really thought of these concepts like in game, so I'm just fabricating them more or less like right
Okay.
now.
Yeah,
There's
sure.
some stuff. There's some stuff. Well, I've been playing this game for a long time, so I know that I should like be wary of Leona after level 2,
Hmm.
and 3 is even a bit harder because of a W. She's like really hard to get by,
Yeah.
and our level 1 beats theirs because Leona doesn't have much threat except for her E, but even if she would use it, the follow-up would be kind of wacky because we can poke her on her way out, unless they like cheese us or something.
Hmm.
Um, we more or less win level 1, we win, so we get level 2 advantage. Um, and after that, our game plan would be how would we play the lane? We would be trying, well, like play around Leona E.
Hmm.
Um, Shove them in more or less. Be wary of that jungler. That's all I can think of. My thoughts are pretty like all over the place, to be honest. I'm
Okay.
pretty clueless in that aspect. I realize right now.
No
It's,
worries.
yeah.
What I
Okay.
always like to say is when you get into loading screen, to just have a think about the game. Do we scale? Do we have a better mid to late game than them? Um, what is our kind of win con? Do we win a 5v5? That kind of stuff. I want you to start thinking of that so you can
Mhm.
play around, or you can basically create yourself a win condition and play to it.
Mhm.
Instead of just going to it blind and saying, yeah, I'm just going to play the lane. If I win, good. If I don't,
Mhm.
the important thing to always think about is who can get the level 2 priority first. And like you
Mhm.
saying correctly, we should have a pretty good um, wave shove. I think both of you guys would have to leash unless you guys are red side, which Fiddle will start blue.
Mhm.
Um, and like you said, after level 2, it's very hard to play against. You guys have pretty bad disengage in terms of Jin and Ziggs. So it's
Yeah.
very difficult to go in once this lane loses. The other thing I also would consider is your summoner spells as well. Have you ever
Mhm.
considered going cleanse against a Leona?
Well, no, I didn't do that. I'm a creature of habit, and it
Mhm.
should be it would be advisable to go cleanse in this scenario, right? I've been seeing a lot of ADCs do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Think of their team. What do they want to do in the mid to late game?
Yeah, they wanna catch someone
Yeah.
and combo like Fiddle, either engage from Fiddle out of out of Fog of War, get a
Yes.
Silas catch, or Leona R into the other ones. Like that's more or less the setup, right?
Yeah. So they're all about kind of trying to have a 5v5 from a pick angle, which
Yeah.
either Fiddle or Leona is going to provide. So putting that together, it's very optimum for you to basically deny that. And as your team doesn't have a warden or any form of disengage, it's probably wise to go cleanse. Does that make
Mhm.
sense?
Yeah, it might. Yeah.
Um, and the other thing to also think about is scaling. So which one of your teams scale better?
Mm, well, I'd say we do a bit better. It's not like 100% to
Mm-hmm.
0 or something. Lucian scales a bit worse than me. They're
Yeah.
not a bit even. I do scale largely better, and their GP scales well as far as I know. And hmm, it's like it's a felt number, but I'd say it's about like 60 to 40 for us,
Yeah.
or like 55 to 45.
As long as you guys play according or like play license, nobody kind of ends their ass off, it should be fine.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, no, that's good. Is there anything else that you should also think about when it comes to other lane impact? You told me about jungle pressure. Is there anything else?
Mm. Well, they've got TP, we don't.
Yeah.
That's a big one, potentially. I know well, it happens like out of like every 1 out of 5 games, the top laners actually look bot and try to make some plays happen. But
Yeah.
it happens so rarely that it's just on the back of my mind. And if it happens, I just either think like this is really great if it's my top laner, or it's really bad if it's the enemy top laner.
Right.
It's the thing is I can't really. Should I have that in the back of my like in the forefront of my mind, not even in the back, if I can't really even predict it? Like, do I play around stuff that might potentially happen, but it happens so rarely that I could have an advantage? Like, if I would just play a bit more aggressively, like,
Mhm.
do I do that in that case, or do I assume that the players are like up to no good, and they're like, I don't know, smurfing and being D1 players that actually like play the lane and know stuff and just aren't AI?
It's a very good question. As you move up the ranks, people will naturally make those kind of plays more.
Mhm.
So I'd say at the moment, just be aware of it. But as you move up, you will have to learn the game at a quicker pace, knowing your rotations quicker. So don't worry about it for now.
Mhm. Okay.
Let's get into it then.
All right. There's like CSing stuff from the get-go. My CSing on Jin is abhorrent just because of the like of his mechanic, how he works. That's a bit harsh for me. And yeah, I just wanted to say that from the get-go. That's it sucks. It actually sucks.
Is that preemptive self flame?
I mean, it's true. I should work on it, but I don't know how.
Yeah,
So anyway, yeah.
fair. Wow, this actually works out?
No, it won't.
No. I mean, you
We
probably
did.
get a flash, right?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
that we
Okay,
do.
that's good. No one pings it though.
Can I?
Okay.
Should I have like press W there?
No,
Skill W?
no,
No, right?
no.
It's kind of inty.
Yeah.
I can't really predict that to happen.
Yeah.
It's just bad. All right.
Um.
Good.
Okay. Presumably, if that scenario did happen, do you know what a 5 point is?
A 5 point? You
Yeah.
mean like the maxing of a spell?
No.
Okay, I don't know what that is.
Where to stand basically pre 30 seconds before jungle leash.
Well, it's either like the river brush to mid. This one I know. Then the one we are standing at right now, and the entrance to the blue. Those would be. Or what is the 5 point? Just tell me. I guess I don't need to guess, right?
5 point is when you cover basically all river entrances. Ideally,
Yeah.
you want your mid lane here to prevent them from walking through this bush
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and kind of reaching you here.
Mm-hmm.
The reason is your reaction time's usually a lot less slower here, and if they have any sort of pull, you're usually kind of screwed.
Yeah.
Support should usually be around Botside River here, right outside, and top is probably around here, or maybe like this angle, just to prevent that invade. So that's a 5 point.
Yeah.
Preferably everybody covers position, but
Yeah.
you don't always get that.
I usually like take the like in between, but it's a bad one. Like in between the left entrance and the right one to at this position, and I try to like cover both sides like a little bit, but I don't know if that's bad idea. I guess in this elo, or I should just not care. I don't know. How
No,
to.
I think it's a good idea.
All right. I usually just do four hits in this one and I just leave. That's all right. That's like around 136.
Yeah,
Learned
that's perfect.
that leaving early is better just for you and your lane.
Do you know why?
Because of the like minion priority and getting level 2 advantage.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so oh, all right. Already a couple things to note. Ideally, within the first wave, you want to hit all 4 stacks of your grenade and land it on the enemy champion. You fired it a bit too early there.
Should I like delay it even if I risk losing the minions?
Well,
in that
you
case?
shouldn't. I don't think there's a scenario in which you would miss the minions. It's just a timing issue. Like you should auto this one once more and then grenade them off.
The middle one and all right.
Auto
Okay.
once and grenade. Yeah.
Okay.
And then okay, so you're getting level 2 prio. Nice. Good dodge. And now
I cancel.
now that you know Leona has no E, I want you to kick the pressure up instantly. Like you're still playing very passive against someone with no engage. You told me yourself after Leona doesn't have E, that's perfect time for you to basically turn up the pressure, right?
Yeah. I've been focused too much on. At this point, I was, as far as I know, I was thinking a lot about the minions and getting the CS at this point, and not really at the.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. In a scenario where you're here and the second wave crashes, how many minions does it take to hit level 2?
3.
Yeah.
Well,
so,
counting the ranged one off.
Yes,
9.
Yeah.
9 to level 2, of course.
So this wave will die. As soon as you hit these 3 minions, you'll hit level 2. So I want you to ping your support to help you as well. The fact that he's just idling like this is basically inting the lane because you guys have such good priority for level 2. You see how he's just kind of walking around not doing anything?
Yeah.
So I want you to ping help because he doesn't know that. Maybe he's a first time peaked plat and he doesn't know how to get level 2 prio.
Yeah.
You need to ping him and say, help me honor these minions. And then with level 2 prio, you should have already been way further up to take advantage of it.
Yeah, I've basically conceded it. Like even getting an auto or something would have been possible, even if they backed off like this.
Okay, so I want you to also pay attention to the time as well. When does Scuttle Crab spawn?
3:15.
Great. So normally for most junglers they will probably clear top and did bottom leash.
Yeah.
So what does that mean for the Scuttle Crab top fight and mid lane?
Top fight and mid lane. Oh, well, you mean in this game state, like how it looks like now? Well, thing is, I didn't notice at the moment. I don't look at the lanes themselves that much, like especially mid lane, if it's pushed in or not. But judging by this way, I'd say Akali won't have prio in that case. Like she won't be able to help. I'm not sure. Or the wave is neutral. I can't tell really, but
I don't know. The important thing to note is just that mid laners should try to get prio for 315. The implications for you in the bot lane is that if Fiddle knows that Akali has prio and Vi's going to take this Scuttle Crab right there, he's not going to go to it and he says, I'm just going to concede that Scuttle Crab and go to the bot lane one. Which means that he has a potential for the gank at around minute, say, 4.
Yeah.
Do you see that? So, what's important is to always look at top lane jungle at around 315 to see what's happening there. If you don't see the enemy jungler, there's a very high percentage that he's taking the bot scuttle and could be coming bot for a gank.
Unless I see him fight over it with my jungler, right?
Yes. Then now you got it. You're learning quick.
All right.
So you have to take that into mind, and that would have also been another perfect opportunity to engage.
Yeah, I've got W up, right?
Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, you should have W'd already right here. As soon as the grenade bounced, right now.
Yeah.
And then Ziggs would follow up with his poke, you chunk Lucian out, lane is over.
Yeah.
Good thing you guys are respecting Leona's range right here, or you were.
At this point, yeah. I sometimes like I've got a bad habit of like I've been a Draven OTP and like at season 7 or something, and I've had the bad habit of like kind of playing on the edge, like trying to tether, but it's not really tethering. It's like gambling on the fact that the enemy support won't hit.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get back to the VOD itself. Okay.
So,
Yeah, we fucked.
how's my prediction going?
It's actually perfect because Vi, there's even a vision ping going on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vi has free reign over it, as it seems.
Yeah. Fiddle's not there, so he's probably bot side.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he's actually ganking right now. He should be doing scuttle because he's messing up his clear time.
What level is he? Is he level 3 or 4?
He's 4. Oh.
He hits 4 before that. All right. Okay.
To be fair, I think you guys win this. No cap.
Yep.
You flash. Nice. And you get this kill as well.
No, that won't happen. I've made a mistake over there. You'll see.
Okay.
Look, Akali's pinging back, and I.
Oh, you greed for the wave.
Yeah, I want to shove it in.
Oh no.
And the mid laner comes. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I don't have map awareness stuff.
Who flashed?
Who flashed?
Yeah.
I flashed.
Well, of course I know you flashed.
Yeah, I know.
There.
Yeah, but the other ones, I'm not sure. I don't remember, to be honest. I didn't pay attention to those. Yeah.
Okay. So
not in this state, like talking about it. In the game,
yeah.
I would know this person flashed and this person flashed, and some stuff isn't like that stuff I can keep in the back of my mind.
Mm-hmm. Why do you think it's important to keep track of flashes?
Well, for the support, it's obviously because of her engage.
Mm-hmm.
She extends her range by flashing or having the possibility to flash.
Yep.
And for Fiddle, it's the same reason. Then the AD is probably good for lockdown stuff, like having the possibility to like just hit a W. Well, with Lucian, it's a bit harder because of his E, but well, the flash would add to that, like the potential to kill.
I want you to think of summoner spells as an advantage you can gain. Mm-hmm. In lane, you want to think about what can I get in a positive state. So can I get my health more than the enemy? Can I get my wave in a better state than the enemy? Can I use my summoner spells better than the enemy as well? So if I know Lucian has flash over me, whereas Leona doesn't have flash, then the implications of that is that I might choose to play more aggressive in my positioning, in my laning, in order to basically get that kind of advantage. So if you see here, Leona flashes for Ziggs when he goes to the bush.
Yeah.
I think Fiddle flashed to fear you for some reason. So Lucian should still have flash. I don't know why Fiddle flashed for you here. This is very strange.
When did he flash?
Right here to fear you. I don't know why.
All right. Well, perhaps he.
Yeah. So
has no clue how his spells work. All right.
Yeah. So take advantage of this. Ping them on the map. Your jungler's gonna love you because he's be like, oh yeah, I know this guy no flash, so I'm just gonna focus that when I come gank. Yeah.
Yeah. I usually ping sums when the jungler tries to gank, and I just want to let him know, even when I'm dead, perhaps like letting him know that perhaps the ADC has no flash, so he can just go for it and have an easy kill. That stuff I do already.
Good. I like the sound of that. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about wave state as well. How do you manage your wave? Do you currently have any sort of wave management?
Yeah, I've that's a thing I've learned more or less in this season playing the game, and I usually, well, depending on the state, I do most stuff. Like in this case, I don't know what I'm gonna do, because we can't really. We could freeze them. In this case, well, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do here.
Freezing them. Yeah, just in general. What do you do about waves? Do you think about anything? Do you time it to anything?
No. I've watched a video yesterday where the coach was talking about weak side and strong side, and freezing or pushing accordingly to that. Like if my jungler is strong side, perhaps, for instance, I'd rather push
Yeah.
or trade, I guess. And sometimes, of course, I want to freeze to set up a gank.
Mhm. Absolutely.
That stuff I've just recently heard of, and I didn't really like implement it in my gameplay itself. But I usually try to freeze people when I can. Like for instance, in this case, I would, if Leona was roaming, for instance, she was mid for some reason, I would try to freeze this one, for instance. That stuff I already do,
Mhm.
and in this case, I would, well, if Leona was trying to roam and I'm trying to freeze the solution and the solution doesn't even know what he's doing in this case, and he goes and tries to CS, for instance, I would try to kill him. And
Mhm.
at that point, I would take the frozen wave and shove it right back and recall if I get it through. But I'd assume I could shove this one because my pushing power is high enough.
Good. Putting that to practice is much more difficult
Mm-hmm.
than saying out loud. I'm sure
Yeah.
you're aware of that. I want you to also think of ways in terms of when I can reset in time for the next objective fight.
Mm-hmm.
When does the first drake spawn?
Timer wise, I don't know. I usually got it like tapped because of Blitz. It
Mm-hmm.
shows the number bottom right, as you
Yeah,
see in the minimap. And I usually try to reset, let's say, around 50 seconds into spawning it. That would be the optimal play.
great.
Sometimes I don't get it right and then I stay.
Mm-hmm.
That would be considered overstaying in that case because I don't get a reset. But in this case, I've already been back, so being here for it is all right. And pushing wise, objective preparing wise, I'm always trying to at least push out the wave to the tower before going for an objective. Sometimes that's a bit harder because my jungler doesn't really respect that. He wants me there even if I got a wave that's like stuck, and I wanted to hit the tower before going for it because I'm gonna lose CS.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know what to do about that stuff, to be honest. Like in the other VOD, it literally happens. Like I in the Ezreal game, I push the wave. It's not fully hit the tower, but my jungler starts dragon anyway. He's solo there, and I even ping like I want to push this, and I like I'm going on my way mark
Mm-hmm.
like to the wave, and he starts the drag anyway. I push the wave really quickly and go there, but he dies before because the enemy team comes.
Right.
But getting back to the point, I before objectives I try to push my waves,
Yep.
get them shoved out
Mm-hmm.
because I don't want to lose minions and I want the enemy ADC or support like to pay attention to that, or like take the trade,
Yep.
minions versus objective.
Yeah, good. I think you're already developing a small game sense. The next step is just figuring it out and kind of playing along to what you set out to do. So what I want to see here is you attempting to freeze so that maybe your mid and jungle can come gag bot, um, or to let them set up for the Drake good, and then you beginning a slow push and crashing it in.
Mm-hmm.
Does that happen though? Is another
No, that
question.
doesn't happen. Judging by the Q I'm dashing out. I guess the W looked good, getting for the CS, but it isn't optimal.
Yeah. So look, your jungler sees lane pushed out, and she's like, I want to gank. This is great. This is fantastic. I love it. No, I love it. This is really good.
But it won't.
That positioning is
Perfect.
not good.
Yeah, yeah.
Why are you standing still?
I was like in turret mode because I was thinking we blew them up before. Why won't we here? That's what I'm guessing. Like it's greed, I guess. At this point, it's like the, let's say, Draven mindset where I'm thinking my Qs hit way harder than your autos will, so you'll die before me. But yeah, it's not good. Obviously, it's not good
Where
because
is
I
your
would have gained a
kiting?
lot of kills and gold in this position.
Yeah, I need some kiting. This is not good.
Yeah, it's way too late. It's
Yeah.
just slow.
Great. So Vi's gonna go do Drake because she has prio. Get yourself a control word next time as well. They're
Yeah,
really nice.
in
Really
this
nice in the long
exact buy, I
run.
was thinking about it, but I thought getting gold is more important in this case. But I know I should every time. But it's, yeah, I'm still not 100% on it, to be honest, because
To
of
get a
the
control
elo
word.
stuff. Yeah.
Think of it this way. If you're going to shove out the wave because you have pressure and prio, would it be more beneficial to have a control ward in the bush where you could deny the enemy vision, or to prevent a dive from your own tri bush?
Yeah, it is worth, I guess. It's not
Yeah.
a lot of gold, to be honest.
Yeah, so here I'd put a pink here, and then I'd just let Ziggs do the rest of the vision. Anything else, I just let him do.
Warding in this position, was that okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I was a bit scared, to be honest.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Alright.
Lane was shoved in. You could react to anything the jungler does. He's not level 6 yet, so you can just back out accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing with the wave now?
I'm shoving it. Not really sure why, to be honest. Because I've seen bot lane, the jungler bot side.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good.
No.
Perhaps I was thinking about the objective, but I don't think I did, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Should I just freeze in that position?
Yes.
Like, alright, okay. Yeah, I'm scared. She shouldn't let us through,
No,
to be honest.
absolutely
But
not.
She
Okay.
let us.
Oh.
There he comes. Yeah. It
On
was
their
a
bot
bit
side.
too late. If he came a lane before that, they've got a double.
Yeah. This actually looks like a decent fight. You should win that, shouldn't you?
Yeah, if I hit my W, it would have been a kill.
Yeah.
I was still a bit hesitant because of the other people. I actually just thought of dipping out.
Mm-hmm. Same thing here. What are you thinking about wave management?
I should chill and keep it where it is.
Yes, absolutely. I don't know why you're shoving when you know their jungler's bot side, and Leona's going to come back with R potentially within the next couple seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want you to constantly, you need to think about, why do I want to put my wave here? Why do I want to freeze? What am I trying to do with my wave?
Mm-hmm. Mm. Thing is, it's an underlying issue, perhaps because of farming under tower with Jin is really hard for me. I don't know why. It's a special thing. I've been getting better at it, and
Yeah.
I think once or twice this game I thought of, I shouldn't let myself get pushed in because
Right.
I'm gonna lose CS because of it.
Hmm.
But that's not good, obviously, because wave state is more important
Yes.
because of the jungler.
Maybe farming under turret is a skill that you need to practice.
Yeah.
That could potentially be the root of the issue that you need to solve.
Yep.
In terms of kind of also clearing a wave in terms of efficiency, the best way to do it is auto backline minions once, Q, and then go for this. So notice how you Q first instead of doing that. Now you have to
one of them should be at least hit once before.
Yes.
Then it would perfectly align.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
There's nothing as satisfying.
Yeah, as
as
that triple Q bounce.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I get a bit like still irritated because pushing is harder than freezing a wave, like or last hitting.
Yeah.
Except for with Jin, then it's a bit harder, like managing shots and stuff. but still pushing is like, I don't know. I want to get by fast as possible and still get them, but I sacrifice the speed for the CS in that case, and
Mhm.
then stuff like that happens. I should be just a bit more patient, I guess. Not sure if that. Yeah, I'm not sure
Yeah,
which
I
way
think
it goes.
I think that's a very good self-analysis. A bit more patient with your shots before trying to just rush the shoving of the wave.
Mhm.
Notice here, by the way, how many turret plates is it normal to get? What is the best amount of
I
turret
don't
plates?
know. I guessed about in this case, in this push itself, or do you mean
Just
in
in
general?
general. Just in general.
In general, I'd say if it's a felt number 2, 3, perhaps. 3 is a lot. 3 is when you like stomp your lane. So I'd say 2, perhaps.
What I meant was just like in a wave, and if you win a 2v2, then you double kill the enemy. It's always safer to just take maybe one turret plate and back, because what you should value is tempo over everything. You know what I mean by tempo?
Yeah, being back on the lane and being able to do stuff like if I would just in this case like auto it maybe once and then recall right at the wave, that would be well, Lucian wasn't dead, right? So I couldn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, I would perhaps hit it once so I get the like the gold. The minions
Yep.
would perhaps should get one plate and recall right in the brush.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would be back earlier and could do stuff like ward, I guess, or hide in bush or stuff.
Yeah.
And that would I'd consider that tempo, I guess.
Fantastic. You're basically doing my job. I don't even need to coach you. Just watch this video by yourself and go like bing bing bing.
Yeah, stuff. The hard part is implementing that stuff itself
Yes.
in the game because like my attention is so much more focused on
CSing.
other stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, but it isn't stuff that should be. I've been playing this game long enough, so CSing shouldn't be an issue if I'm honest.
We'll come
But
to
I
the end.
still,
I'll
yeah,
make a note
alright.
of it and I'll give you a couple of ways of how you can make that a lot easier for yourself.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. So we've identified that you should have already recalled or been recalling here. Going for 2 turret plates here.
Is greedy.
Oh, actually, no, this might be a kill because Lucian's dumb.
Yeah, I hit the 4th one.
Might be a kill. Okay, it is a kill.
See here, I could have ordered one more time and then queued
Yep.
and be alright. This one I didn't even have to hit. I'm not sure. You know, might have held the minions and stuff. Even if it's not good. Yep.
So even though you are doing very well in your lane right now, you're ahead, you're up in CS, we have a lot of pressure, it could be even better.
Yeah.
They should not be allowed back into the game. The fact that they are still able to lane and kind of have pressure, being able to get the first Drake, that shouldn't happen. So let's recap a little bit. Through laning phase, we want to be able to manage your wave in a state where the jungler is always happy to gank if there are no objectives present. Okay. And if you know the enemy is bot side, then you want to ensure. Oh, let me just pause for a second. Yeah, you want to ensure that you're not putting yourself in a vulnerable position, such as putting the wave in a bad state.
Yeah.
When kind of getting a double kill, you want to ensure that you react to tempo and don't greed for too many turret plates. That's why going for around 1.5 is usually, or no, just going for 1 is what you should aim for. I don't know if you know, but every single consequential turret plate you take becomes harder in a short period of time. So there's like a cooldown period. Do you know that?
It becomes harder. Like if I get 1, the second one will be harder to get. I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Let me show you. You click the turret. Yeah. Do you see this? The
Ah,
bulwark tower.
That's a debuff. Okay, or a buff in that case. Yeah.
So you've taken a turret plate. This will appear. That's why, if your jungler spawns Rift Herald, the best time to do it is when it has 2.5 turret plates, because then
doesn't delete 3, only 2.5.
Yeah, it depends on the level of which the jungle took it at.
Ah, okay.
It's very confusing. Don't worry about the detail. It's just say 2.5.
I can't control it anymore. Yeah.
Because if he spawned it at 5 turret plates and got it down to 2.5, these two are going to be so hard to take, and you're just going to take forever.
So you should auto them before and drop it after, but yeah, that's not my job anyway. So should I freeze here? Yes.
Absolutely. Right. Is there objectives? You tell me.
No Drake.
Is your jungler going to come bot? Probably.
Well, she's mid, but
she might go clear bot side.
Side. Yep.
Yeah. So why don't we freeze?
True.
This trade actually goes really well. Yeah.
Yeah. The part about stomping and not even allowing the enemy bot lane to, like, I just want to send them AFK basically. That's the mentality. But thing is, getting that to happen, it feels a lot harder and is a lot more on. Well, it feels like it's a lot more on the support part, like, and me working together. It feels like that won't work unless I either mechanically outplay them to, like, until they can't lane, just because I've killed them enough times. That sometimes happens, like on Ezreal, because, well, he's busted, right? That makes it a lot easier. And the other thing is, like, if I don't have the feeling that my support will make that happen with me together, just by playing, let's say, aggressively in that case, I usually like delete that thought from my mind and just push waves, get the free CS. But that isn't a good idea, to be honest. Either way, that isn't a good idea, because I'm basically like giving them free CS because they're on the tower.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I expose myself to the jungler. If he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And that's a bad gamble, I guess. Yeah.
Exactly. Perfectly explained. If you can freeze by your turret and make the enemy walk up and constantly die, they're probably bound to go AFK because they're probably screaming to the jungle, we can't play the game because the wave's always frozen at their tower. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, true. I should play into that. It's true. It's frustrating for me as well, so why shouldn't I? And this play is just, I don't know.
Your Gale Force is just a bit late. Just a wee bit.
It was just reaction.
Yeah.
I didn't really look at Leona at that point, I think. And if I had Gale Force or Flash, I could have used only one of the two. And
exactly.
Lucian would have died there.
Seeing as how ahead you guys are, this lane shouldn't even be close.
I'm missing a lot of CS. Timing stuff again.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's alright. Did they recalled, I
think? One turret plate here is fine, and shove the wave. Yep, so you've gotten your one turret plate. What are you still doing here? Oh, why is Leona
That's
there?
That's an interesting one. Yeah.
Why is Leona here? You killed that, right?
I didn't kill her, but she should have recalled, and she must have, judging by her HP.
I don't even know why she was there. Such a weird position to be.
Yeah, she wasn't good. Yeah, that's...
Same thing here. Your wave clearing efficiency is really... it could be a lot better.
Yeah, when the wave is like pushing and being in the line, I just do auto into Q into W, I think, or either back wave or stuff. And I should find a better practice for that one. I'm pretty sure, because it's not really efficient. 6-1's kill.
That was
not good, right?
No, that was a lot of damage. No, it is good. It is good.
Well, Ziggs is busted right now, so I'd imagine it's... yeah, that's way too strong.
That's not good. That's not alright.
Okay, he's gonna get nerfed. I'm not sure if it's his W, but it's...
Oh my god. Okay, so what are you still doing here? What are you doing?
I'm trying to hide on bush or get the next wave. That was my thinking.
Why?
I wanted to be on the next lane, go mid or something. That was my thinking.
Okay, you're 1.7k. Leona's gonna come and kill you, or you're gonna play 1v1 versus Lucian and die. Hand over your shutdown.
Yeah, that was not good. He shouldn't have done that, right? He shouldn't have gotten me.
No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't even have been there in the first place.
Yeah.
You should have already reset it for Drake. Come back for its spawn. and come back with a fresh set of items and HP.
Yeah, I'm not sure what my thinking must be to like ensure I have the correct thoughts in that case. After getting a
Remember?
wave.
Yeah, remember, you are only as strong as your most current back. What I mean by that is, yeah, you might have a 400 gold shutdown, but if you have 2k gold that you haven't spent yet, that
Yeah,
still means you're not even as strong as you can be, right?
yeah.
Also, you're so focused on getting your CS in the bot lane that maybe you could have gotten a kill if you ulted Drake a bit right there.
Mm-hmm. Should I try that in
Yeah,
that case?
absolutely.
Okay.
Well, let's see.
Like
Let's time
usually
it
I
right
just
now.
concede the lane. Yeah, you go ahead.
Let's time it right now. How long is it to your next usage of ult? So it's 1:15, right? 3:15, right? 13:15.
What do you mean by that?
So it was 13:15 on the time in the upper corner,
Ah, okay.
and
I
now
see.
it's 15:30, and we still haven't used ult.
Yeah, I could have just used it in
Yeah,
that case and like.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Don't hold it because there might be a better opportunity. Um,
It
it's
wasn't
kind of like
even a thought
yeah,
of. I didn't even think of using in that case. I usually just back off from the Drake and not even look at it when we have no way of contesting it.
right.
But I didn't think of like killing them because of the numbers advantage. Like showing myself to them would be even a threat. That's like my thinking.
Yeah,
Seeing a lot of CS again. Get 2 wards. Didn't
this is
use.
very risky pathing from you.
Hmm.
Walking this way is so
Yeah,
risky.
I'm really cocky sometimes. That's true. And yeah,
It's not so better behavior would just be to take the more circuitous route through your jungle.
I usually do that late game. In this case, I was probably thinking they recalled or something, but they don't have to, obviously, because they just took Drake and nothing else. So
Mm-hmm.
Drake doesn't give gold even. And doesn't
Yeah,
give gold. Yeah. Hmm. All right. Yeah. Mid game awareness in that case. Yeah, I'm instinctively like thinking that I'm not getting caught that often mid game. I feel like, but I'm probably bullshitting myself, to be honest.
hmm.
Not sure though.
If you notice Silas is around, sorry, if Gangplank and Silas are around top side. Ooh, what happened here?
Yeah, Ziggs got caught. But they could have killed me as well. Like they might as well choose me in that case. But I have
Yeah.
flash, so I'm not sure what their thinking was in that case. Why is he tilted? Why is he typing that anyway? Is this a bad idea? Am I being too
Yes.
aggressive? Yeah.
Yes. If they're gonna naturally shove the wave to your tier two, why are you walking up to expose yourself? Right. Oh, you mean typing?
In that particular instance, like this one, I just wanted to drop my E to have the wave hit the minions, but I didn't have to be that far up front. That's true as well.
Yeah.
Like I mean, meant in that uh, scenario.
Ooh, shutdown collected. Nice. Could have bolted a bit earlier. Right here.
Yeah, and the angle was a bit off.
Yeah.
To be honest, I'm not sure he.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was too quick for me. I didn't really like calculate stuff.
Mm-hmm. One thing I'd also prioritize against their team, very important. What is it?
Against that team.
Yeah.
QSS, maybe? Or what do you mean? Like item wise or position
Itemization
itemization?
against them.
They got 2 AP. The AP laners of AP champions are fed, so Hex Drinker, maybe? I'm guessing. I usually go like itemization wise. I usually like go cookie cutter more or less in like for my first 2 items at least, unless they got a tank. When I like if they got 2 or 3 tanks, I go Lord Dominic's. But what are you trying to get at? Not sure.
Anti-heal.
Anti-heal?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Silas
Silas
and
and
Fiddle.
Fiddle.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah.
It's huge. To be fair, I reckon it's more of a job of your jungler to get anti-heal. Because or your support even. Because you have the most agency in the game as being the most fed member. So they should play around you.
But most people won't, so I should just take the responsibility and
I would, yeah. I just buy an executioners.
in this game I would do that. I should have in this one.
Yeah.
But sometimes I don't when I'm thinking of it, but I'm too far behind. I shouldn't be up here, right?
Here's fine because they just recalled, but Leona's here now.
Yeah.
You shouldn't. He's gonna ulti and.
Yeah, she could have done that.
No. I did. Well, to be fair, I don't know where their team is, so I wasn't so sure either.
But I should assume the worst, right?
Yes.
Like, they're all in the fog of war waiting for that ult to land.
Absolutely. So you go rapid fire next. Interesting.
I didn't really think of other stuff. I've heard collector is a bad item by now.
Why?
I've been going because of armor and stuff. Because it's just lethality. Lethality scales way worse than armor pen. And yeah, that's mostly it. I didn't really think of other things. Should I have went another item in that case, or like go for Lord Dominic's or IE?
You don't need Lord Doms unless they're building armor against you.
All right.
You definitely could have gone for a Hex Drinker if you wanted the MR. I'd even go as far to say because you don't have if you don't have cleanse to go for a QSS. But you can see how that kind of makes you have to decide between wasting 1,600 gold
versus
a summer spell.
Right. Yeah, and heal isn't that impactful comparing it to cleanse. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna start thinking of that, I think. Here I auto one.
Notice how it's before a Drake fight and we haven't been able to reset yet, which means we don't get anti-heal.
Which is bad. Yeah.
While it's not the worst of things, I'm not sure. Oh, this fight might actually go really well for you guys because you guys already had 2 picks. Ult anyways.
Steal a kill?
Yeah. Start the Drake.
And I've been sorry. Yeah. Well, Vi isn't here. Should I start it even if my jungler isn't here?
Well, their team should not. I mean, your team should not be there.
Yeah. All right.
That's what I said.
Should I like try to be more like commanding?
Yes.
In my games?
Yes.
All right. Because I know sometimes I know that people shouldn't be where they are right now.
Yes. Where are the pings? You're telling them after the event. You're reflecting on the event. You're not doing it preemptively, right?
Yeah. Here I shouldn't type to him, right? It doesn't make sense to like tell a Ziggs that he shouldn't be up at like the height of Shen.
My idea is just basically mute all and play. Mute all, turn on pings, and then just play the game. I don't care who flames. I don't care how they want to play the game.
That's the best way to like actually approach it. I've been pretty patient at that last days, but sometimes I just like I flip. Some switch flips inside me right now. I've been the one surrender voting and saying we won't win because like, but like looking at it on hindsight, it's mistakes that actually just didn't even need to happen. Like that Drake's thing and me sometimes being too far up front. That's like personal stuff. Right now I shouldn't do Crux.
No, Crux is perfectly fine.
Okay.
You're maximizing your gold income. If your team fights, which they shouldn't, because there's no objective to fight for.
Okay, that mentality is still correct thing. Like for me, like thinking of myself as like a stat, like I don't know the term right now. I don't remember. Being a
what?
stat thing, a stat like a thing you put a lot of gold into that becomes strong. I don't know the term for it. A stat thing. You know what I'm? Do you know what I mean? That's mechanically wrong, right? I could have won that.
Yes.
I played it differently.
An investment, is that what you're looking for?
No. It's a league specific thing. Like you put a lot of gold in it and it becomes strong.
A funnel.
Kind of.
Like
That's not the
funneling
word
gold into.
itself. I'm not sure right now.
Don't worry about it. I get the concept.
Yeah. You got the concept, right? Yeah.
The idea is that since you're the most fed member, they should play around you and no one else.
Yeah.
So they should never fight without you. They should not try to start objectives without you. You are basically the team carry, right?
Yeah.
Remember how we started off in the champ select saying, okay, this might be the win con because we scale better than them, so we just need to chill. But now, because you're the most fed member, that win con shifts straight to you. Yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah. Thing is, should I like assume that I'm gonna be that person unless I don't get the kills and someone else gets them, and my laning goes wrong?
Oh, I mean, win conditions can shift every time. You just have to adapt to the situation. But in this case, since you're the most fed, everything should revolve around you.
And my team realizing that, if they don't realize it, I should like tell them our stuff?
Yes, you should pay.
Okay.
I don't know, what were you thinking here? You're gonna auto Gale Force shot?
Yeah. Here, my Q wasn't up. Like, I don't know when I used my Q. I used my Q beforehand, right? It was just wacky. This is like, yeah.
I'm gonna send you a Jin video made by, I think, one of the best analysts out there right now. But the idea between from his Jin vid that I picked up is you want to maximize all your damage before your force shot because it's based on missing HP as well.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So the fact that you could hold your force shot for longer, wait for your Q to come up, Gale Force Q force shot, and then back out.
Yeah,
easier said than done.
I overvalue the benefit of getting movement speed from the fourth shot. I think that's a thing I like about Jhin a lot, like the movement speed you get, especially in late game from every shot. It's actually pretty insane, and it helps me like compensate for positioning. I think,
which
because you like get to reposition every time, like after every shot, can go in and out really fast. It's really cool about him, but it obviously like shows that I'm not.
It shows you have positioning to work on.
Yes.
If you're putting yourself in such a risky position that you need to use your movement speed to get out of the way.
Yeah. Yeah, I should have taken the wave. I let it pass, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Still no anti-heal, by the way, I bet, if I look at the team.
I won't buy one, I'm pretty sure. I didn't even think of it.
Not even your team, but your entire team. Let's see. Oh, that's the wrong button. Here? No, we're a bit past this. Where were we? Yeah, we were here. Yeah, there's just no anti-heal from your team, which basically says to me, it's going to be very hard to fight them. Curiously, you go for Lord Doms against a team which is building no armor, except for Leona, maybe.
Yeah, my thinking was like, I'm gonna fight this front to back and not, take a risky move, but I'm gonna do it anyway, I think. But that was my thinking, I guess. But going IE in this case would have been fine as well, pretty sure.
Yeah,
I was in between the both of them. You're asking whether free bot, is that a right thought?
Yes.
Baron is up, right?
Because they're doing Baron right now. Or they should be.
Yep. Yeah, they're on it.
Section check it. Yep.
Why am I typing? That's not. He already went back. He already did what I wanted him to do. Shouldn't care about him to learn or stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. I don't blue ward it like the Baron because they were already not on it. You should be a lot more scared.
Yes,
He smites
sir.
it.
Oh, this is such a messy fight. What is happening?
They used all cooldowns. I wanted to go. I ping go. Like,
Yeah?
we should go in. They used Leona R and Fiddle R. So basically, their win con is like not their win con, but their engage and catch is pretty much gone, except
Yep.
for Silas, of course. Here, I force stuff. That's not good.
No.
I should be back. Like, I should. Even if I see the opportunity, I shouldn't be the one to make it happen unless I like hit a R or like hit my R or W or stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Here you see it, me typing it out, but it's not good. Like I shouldn't force it.
One of the things that I taught one of my other students, also German, by the way,
Mm-hmm.
maybe you'll meet him because he's a very he's a very funny guy.
Mm-hmm.
But he also has a tendency to basically ping a lot when he feels like a play goes not his way or
Mm-hmm.
he's not doing something right. He redirects his energy now into like putting out emotes. They're not they're not tilting, and it's a very good kind of like alternative solution
Mm-hmm.
to typing in
that.
chat or pinging. Um, so I'd highly recommend you pick yourself an emote which kind of shows you're frustrated, and just kind of put that out whenever you feel like you're going to type or kind of make a bad comment or remark, right?
That's a good one. Yeah, I usually turn off my chat. Sometimes I turn it back on. Like,
Yeah.
but I shouldn't do that. Like replacing it with an emote might be a good way to like for me not to even turn on the chat.
Yes.
The big thing
Absolutely.
is for me, like, I still got hope that talking or typing to somebody, like, letting them know they can do better, they can do X, Y, Z, and things would be better off. Like, getting rid of that hope might be a way, like, that should be. Because, I don't know, it's like, I need my support to do X, Y, Z, and that would make things a lot easier, but typing it out doesn't make sense.
Do you think people have the capacity to change within one game?
No, not at all.
Probably not. They need to learn it over the course of many. So maybe for that game, yeah, it was unlucky. Um, maybe you had a bad support. But that's okay. You'll have a different one next game.
I don't know. It's such a weird thing. I don't know. It just fills me up with so much frustration. Like
Yeah.
this role is so great. They have so much impact on the lane. Like they decide so much. Like even like from the get go, from the start, the lane matchup isn't even decided by. Yeah, here I get already frustrated. Good that it's a good thing I took one where I even typed inflamed. Like,
Mm-hmm.
well, it isn't really good for learning, but
No, it's fine. It
see, this is
demonstrated.
my like cold rage. I say it's not even like my prime. It's just me being frustrated. But I see the ways in which I could have made this a win, like easily
Yeah.
made this a win. So
Mm-hmm.
that actually is good. Here I should Q and then auto, right? But I get him
Yes.
anyway, I guess.
Yeah.
But it would be maximizing. Yeah, game is pretty much over.
Okay.
It didn't have to be, right? But yeah.
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
So what I've taken away from that game is first, you need to create more agency for your team. Do you know what I mean by agency?
Well, like room for stuff to happen. That's good for us.
Yeah,
You mean?
you want to facilitate the things that are happening. You want to be at the forefront if you are the most fed member on your team.
Mhm.
That becomes your win con. Play around Jin. If Jin's able to carry the team fight, then we win whatever objective we're fighting for, whatever lane we're
Mhm.
fighting for, that kind of thing. How you ensure that happens is you have to pretend your teammates. I think you told me another coach told you that to think of them like monkeys.
Or AI or bots.
Or AI, sorry, AI, yeah. I'm telling you,
bit more.
think of them like monkeys, but
Yeah.
trainable monkeys. They only respond. You can't pretend like they can read your mind, right?
Yeah, they can't.
No.
Even if they were smart, I guess. Well, then they could probably
Yeah.
in this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Let's assume they don't.
So let's ping objective timers and say let's please reset for this. So if you ping objective timers and they see, oh look, Drake's actually spawning in 1 minute, maybe I will reset now to make sure I'm there for the Drake fight, or my TP's going to be ready. I will be there for the Drake fight. That kind of idea, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're pinging, if you're communicating to them, they become much more aware of the information, and therefore you're going to be able to play a lot better. You're going to feel like your teammate and you are on the same page in order to react. This also comes on to my next point of it's so important to get yourself a duo. Reason being, you communicate a lot better in lane. You're able to say, hey, let's go for level 2 priority. Let's freeze the wave here so you can roam, or so the jungler can gank. It saves you a lot of trouble to pull your mind off these things. It allows you to focus more on CSing, focus more on trading, maybe even tracking the jungler, if you know what your support's going to be doing. Yeah. And you remember you told me how you said each support was different every game, and sometimes that made you feel like you had no control.
Yeah.
If you had a support who you consistently know they might do this, yeah, they might make a few mistakes or two, but I know how they're going to play. Would that kind of remove one random variable for you?
That's true.
So I'd highly recommend you get a support and just kind of say, hey, let's do it. Although they are pretty hard to come by. I do admit that. Okay, Eren. Do you want to take a quick 5-minute break before we look at the Kaiser laning?
Of course.
Yeah. Go grab some water, take a break or whatever, and let me know when you're back.
All right. Cool. Thank you.
No worries. Okay, are you ready to go through the laning phase of this bit then?
Sure.
Alright. Kaiser Senna, Ezreal, Lulu. What's going on through your head there?
A lot of late game abusable Lulu. They just need one of them to be like at least a little bit fat, except for the Z maybe, and they could just play off of Lulu pressing EW on them.
Yep.
Thinking we got Gwen, which is great. Bit hesitant about the jungle Gwen pick itself. Not sure if that is that well, but I've seen it happen and go all right. Thinking And that's it for like the game in the moment itself. And lane-wise, I'm thinking Lulu Ezreal doesn't really work well together. We don't either. We could play off of Zena W. Usually think that. We got our trade is pretty much dependent on Lulu, I'd say, like, and her cooldowns, playing off of that.
Perfect.
Ezreal has TP, no heal. We should win. Like, speaking like, if we got way more potential to make that happen. And I remember the Senna's name, and I was like a bit iffy on if it's a good one or not, because I've been like keeping a list of people I've remembered at least 2 times. And if they're not good, I just type their name down and I check beforehand. But this one I didn't type down, so I was like, all right, might be 50-50. Might be before I created the list. But that's beside the point. Yeah, that's it for the lane stuff.
Good. The best thing I picked out from your analysis there is playing around cooldowns. Perfect. Lulu has no E. That's high time for you to go in. Lulu wasted her polymorph, her abilities. It ensures that you guys win the trade. Who has better sustain in lane?
We should.
Good.
Assuming Zena plays a Q.
Yep. Fantastic. So what that means for you is that you guys should have a lot more potential to trade heavily and still manage to come out on top in the lane sustain for the long game.
One build thing I was just recently learning: you shouldn't build collectors anymore on Kai'Sa unless you're really getting really fed and playing into a no armor comp.
Oh yeah, why is that?
Could I have built collector in this one, assuming I've checked this Zin's OPGG before the game, and I've seen he's playing Eclipse into Essence Reaver. That's a non-armor build, right? So I could have went collector in this one, but usually I shouldn't, right?
That's a good question. I actually do not know what the current Kai'Sa build is. I assume it's something into their team. I'd probably go Gale Force into. I don't even know what I'd go to.
All right.
That's a good question.
That's okay.
I'll do a little bit of research and get back to you on that.
Sure.
All right. So remember how we were talking about 5 points?
Yeah, the opposite 5 points are which?
Yeah. So I want you to be out here, not
out
in the
there.
bush.
All right.
Yeah. Reason being, you can sneak along all the way in the bottom of this bush and reach right here before you know that they're there. If they had any sort of hook, any sort of abilities to catch you, you'd already be dead by the time they walk into the bush. Because then they see you. Right.
What about the bottom brush? Like, is that too high elo? I've been seeing that in some Korean gameplay stuff. Like going by the no, even the further to the bottom, like these two.
No, I wouldn't say so.
Okay. They won't do that anyway. I've never seen it happen in any of my games. So, yeah, being out there would be the way. Here I'm checking which one is winning the top lane. Cheese brush
should win that.
Yeah, she backs off. This is bad, right?
No, it's fine for now. I mean, what were you thinking with that Q?
The Q was like a well, I've seen it in videos, I guess, like pressing Q to last hit the melees, and getting an auto off is like a efficient way to first test the enemy ADC in terms of skill and trade wise.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. Okay. But what I went was bad was that I went too far to the left. Like Ezreal can easily just poke Q me and I can't respond. That's why I said it was bad.
Yes, fantastic. Ezreal's main source of damage is his main source of damage is his skill shots.
Yeah.
Your positioning here basically says, "Hit me, I'm a free target."
Yeah, I can't even. I'm trying to reach him, but he just walks back. I should just give up.
And then
This is really bad.
what are you
I'm
doing?
aware of that. Yeah. I'm trying to reset the aggro, and I was too far to the front, to the top side, so I just basically chose the wrong pocket. I'm not sure. Should I just went like straight back in that case? Yeah, right.
I mean, starting first off, yes, this queue is good. I just continue staying here and looking to get the level 2 prio. I just wiggle between this little pocket right here
Mhm.
instead of trying to go for any sort of aggressive trade. Because remember, what did we say about playing against Lulu?
Playing off their E is important. Like with cooldowns.
Absolutely. Why aren't we doing that?
No. That's it's a bad habit. I recently just started thinking about matchups. It's
yeah.
it's not good. That's a big reason probably why I'm not winning my lanes as often.
Mhm.
And this obviously.
So let's see if we get our another mistake
bad
here.
Q. Yeah.
No, you blew your Q before trading for level 2 priority.
All right. I just basically like, yeah, I could have maximized, I guess, like or like
Yeah.
had a conversation, I guess.
So what should happen here? What should happen here, right here, when the new wave arrives? You're gonna heal up.
Level 2.
Yeah, you're already gonna have the level 2 advantage because your wave's so much bigger than theirs.
Yeah.
I want you to basically slowly auto these 3 minions, and then as soon as you hit level 2, you should be along this line right here, ready to go in. If they don't back off, that's probably a kill because then it's gonna go W into Q. You're gonna go E into Q as well. Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of trying to blow your Q for whatever reason right here, like.
Yeah, it was like, I don't know. My CSing is usually not bad, Kaiser, but
yeah. So you should already be up here. The fact that
it was
this is
she even tried it, so that wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was thinking was not half bad, right?
Notice also, you and Ezreal both drank 1 health pot after that initial first trade level 1. Look at our sustain.
Yeah,
much better than theirs.
Yeah. True. Even after the fact that I ate so much damage that was unnecessary. That's true. I've been given a gift, I guess, in that case. I didn't even notice it.
Okay. What do we look for at minute 3:15? What are we looking at?
We should look at the crab. And what I was thinking was, I was thinking of cheatering, but I can't really because they got too ranged.
I mean, the wave's kind of in a very bad spot right now.
It's not good. I was too hesitant the one before.
Yes, sir. Do you notice which way Sinjao went?
Yeah, topside.
Perfect. So if he's going to do crab topside, what does that give us potential to do?
Like, get in this state, if I last hit, it should slow push into me.
Oh, that's a kill though, isn't it? No.
Yeah, that's stuff I don't get. That stuff usually doesn't happen, right? Is that normal for me? Like expecting a level 3 mid roam?
I couldn't have predicted that. No. But what should have happened here is that you guys shoved this and back.
Mm-hmm. I just even if this one felt like letting him off the hook for some reason. But what are the reasons for me just recalling in this state?
A, you told me yourself that you guys are weak side right now. Second, the wave will reset regardless, and if they don't back, then they'll be on the behind foot for the next Drake fight or the next fight in general.
Yeah.
Second, you're also out of mana. Sorry, third, you're also out of mana.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. Yep. That's enough. That's true.
And what do you mean by letting them off the hook? What do you mean by that?
Well, last game we were talking about like giving them like room to play the game. And like I was like, I don't know, thinking about like keeping the pressure up, I guess. But in this scenario, I wasn't really even considering the option of recalling, I think. I just stopped and probably was like too focused on PvPing, I guess, in this. Well, I would have noticed that coming, at least. At this point, I should notice, but I don't. Yeah,
Are
I
you-
was too tunneled.
So when you're trying to say you don't want to let them back into the game, the prerequisite to kind of fulfill first is you need to be ahead.
Yeah, true.
You can't let them back in the game if you guys are both even right now.
Yeah, true. Okay, that should be a thing when I'm ahead.
Yeah.
Think that.
How did Senna die? Why she died too? Oh
Yeah,
my.
she tries to get.
Interesting. Okay. So now we're down in gold. We're down in kills. Ezreal has a tier and a longsword, which means you guys can still probably fight. But
Yeah. I'm set. Here I see Gwen. In this case, I don't want my jungler to gank. That's correct, right? I don't
Yes.
just ping him away.
Yep.
It's because it's a bad idea.
Yep.
I try anyway and I'm gonna die.
Because you're gonna lose farm. You're gonna lose
Yep.
everything.
True. I don't have my Q for trading.
Oh, I see a big mistake. Okay. So when you're farming under turret, one of the best tips that I've ever gotten is to wait until the tower fires before autoing the minion. Why that is because the turret has a fixed rate of firing, which means even though it fires and the minion might have died, the projectile is still going to go, giving you more time to prepare for the next minion.
Yeah,
so for example,
maximize that, like.
Yes. So for example, like here.
Here, last hitting the cannon is way too early. I could have like prepared the other ones. Got the
I'd
one
wait.
that was low.
Yeah, no, I meant like right here. I'd wait until the turret has fired before autoing this minion.
Ah, okay.
Do you see that? So now you've basically said, okay, the turret has lost its target to aggro, so autos that one.
He's gonna go for the next one, and I'm
Yes.
not gonna catch it. Okay,
Yes.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's a good one. He can basically just Q me, I guess.
Yeah, no, fantastic. So now you're slow pushing the wave into Drake, I'm presuming?
My thoughts were just, I'm keeping him away. Not sure what my mindset jungler wise was, or objective wise, but I usually try to freeze into slow push, and then I try to shove the next one after. But
I mean,
here I just took a lot of damage.
Yeah. Xinjiao's top, so.
Is there any like yeah, this is just bad. Wanted to shove the wave, I think.
You're gonna shove it with 1 HP.
Yeah, and then I just give it up. But he isn't even aware of what's going on, so should be thankful for that.
Absolutely.
I'm already frustrated at this Xerath, by the way. So because he's like even with a mid laner that could roam twice, and that's not. I don't know. It's just weird. I don't like it. It just frustrates me a lot if people go even if they lack impact and roaming. Here, Xerath wants him to shove, I guess.
Let's see how many of these minions you pick up.
Yeah, one. No.
Hey, not bad. Same deal. Make sure you wait until the turret fires.
Here, I want to shove or slow push because you recalled.
Okay.
Because the wave state is not great for me.
Where's Xinjiao gonna be?
Oh, he should be bot side, right? His camps are back up.
Yeah.
And this is just bad. But should I, like in this case, push even slower? Like hold the wave before this one a bit more to our side,
No,
and then shove?
fine. You guys just shove too slow. Reason being
I
is
should be faster. Okay.
yeah, you should be even faster than that. The best way to shove as Kaisa is auto, 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 maybe like Q to get rid of the entire wave, so the entire minion wave focuses the cannon. Instead, your Q. When do you use your Q? Use it
For
like
the first 3
yeah,
meetings.
use it. Yeah, so it's better to clear the backline first and then work your way towards the forward, because they do the most damage but have the least health.
Yeah, that's true. But in this case, I was probably just afraid for some reason, but I'm in danger anyway. So there's no catch for them. And I should, well, I'm gonna hit the ranged ones anyway, so I should. Yeah, here I don't know. Thinking I can fight this for some reason. Should I have eat at some point in between for attack speed?
Yep. The trade could have been a lot more optimized. Does Zed not have ult, by the way? Like,
Well,
what is he waiting for?
I'm not sure.
Assume not.
Yeah, this is just bad. I tried to dodge it, but didn't.
Yeah, wait, so it's looking for the ult. Ah, there's the ult. Nice.
Ugh.
Good heal.
Getting these 3 is alright, I guess. Or should I have just recalled and be reset? I mean, I got 900 gold. Be okay to, but it's a cannon wave. I'm not sure.
Very hard.
Yeah. I wanted to Q me, but cooldown might have been too high. Yeah, Ezreal could have killed me easily, right?
Definitely.
If he was any good.
Yeah.
Ugh, I missed the cannon. And
please don't ult. Please don't ult.
I don't have enough
thank
mana,
God.
thankfully. I was thinking of it. To be honest, in this moment, I was thinking of it.
Yeah.
But good thing I can't CS, so I have to compensate with my skills.
Alright, we're finally going to reset after a very long time.
Yeah. Basically conceding Drake, if they want it. Going for the pickaxe here is right. The right call?
I personally would have went, did you have enough money after Noon Quiver for boots?
Okay.
No, you don't even have enough money for Noon Quiver and boots, I don't think. Oh no, yeah you do.
Yeah.
Noon Quiver, boots, dagger to go into.
Okay. When do I get boots early on? Like
personally when you
stuff?
need to when you need to kite, dodge skill shots, all that kind of jazz.
Because it's bad for me as Kaiser to be behind on Mythic, right? Because I depend on my Q upgrade to deal damage, so
oh yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
always a bit like hesitant to get boots and dagger unless it's for Noon Quiver.
Imagine if you could win a bit better and then just kind of capitalize on that kind of gold.
Yeah, that would make things a lot easier. I sometimes do that with Kaiser, but it's obviously not even dependent of me playing.
Yeah.
More like my surroundings.
You see Zed bot and Ezreal's not freezing for some random reason.
He helps us.
You can see how if Ezreal froze there, you almost couldn't play the game, right?
Yeah.
This is the example of where I'm saying, okay, what if the
this is really bad. Look at this. This is I was cringing at myself to that at that point. It was so bad. Like,
no. That is horrendous play.
Yep, that's true. Oh shit, could have gotten me.
And now we're 1 HP and we're gonna miss this entire wave.
Yeah, and this entire wave we try to, like, I don't know, get past by to make him not recall. He doesn't even. Oh man, that's really bad. It's true. But these things are actually outliers. I don't do those often. Like that. That play isn't. That's like my bottom barrel.
They could still be in the bush, by the way. And now we're
Yeah.
behind on a reset as well.
Should have just recalled earlier.
Yep.
Yeah, that's not a good clip for me to choose, I guess. But there's a lot of mistakes.
There's a lot to learn from, which is good.
Yeah. I shouldn't ping him. Like, I've got enough mistakes on my own, to be honest. I shouldn't be pinging.
No.
I really shouldn't. It's nothing. Still frustrated at this level 3 bot side roam of Zed. That's not a good thing.
Imagine if
got off one more auto.
Imagine if we had our flash there.
Yeah, he would be dead.
Okay.
Ah, that's so bad. I knew my W wasn't gonna hit. Why do I go? Like,
okay, that's fine. I see what you mean by it feels like this is just a very frustrating game overall to play. Yeah, and I completely agree with you. Remember how when in Champ Select, in the loading screen, we talked about how to basically play the lane? You can see over the accumulation, these kind of small things build up and basically create a state in which the game is very hard for you to play back. I think, like you said, by playing Draven, you're like, okay, even though I'm behind one item, if I trade well with my axes and my E and my W, I can still win the trade, right? I think that's where the mentality might come in for you by trying to take these really aggressive plays. So I'd be very careful against doing
that. Yeah, other ADCs don't work like Draven.
Yeah, unfortunately not. But yeah, I think throughout the laning phase, your main issue at the moment is being able to say what's happening on the map and basing your wave your wave management off of that. It's not that you're positioning too badly, it's that you're not able to say, okay, jungler's bot side, or I read the map and I know that he's bot side because he might have leash top and is bot side by minute 3. Therefore, I need to make sure my wave stays at my tower so I don't expose myself. Or the other way is also the same. I'm ahead, so I would try to freeze on them to make sure they can't get XP, they can't get gold, and then when it's time, I slow push out, make sure outside turret, take the objective, and then I back off. So I think that's the biggest thing for you to work on right now. I'm also going to send you the Jin VOD just to make sure we can wrap up a couple of handy tips with Jin. Maybe you knew some of them, maybe you don't. But yeah, that's mainly it for this session. That's kind of like the impression I get. Do you think that makes sense? Are you alright with that?
Yeah, I'm not really like thinking about jungle stuff, jungle tracking, and that's not really on my mind because it just I don't know. I'm too like focused on like the moment and the micro stuff.
Yeah.
Just tense and focused on that instead of like other stuff. But
good. That's my next point.
I don't know how to like get it. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm also going to ask you to do is CS practice. Because at the moment, what's happening is that your brain can only process so much information. And until you're unconsciously competent at something, meaning you
Yeah.
don't have to think about it to do it, you're not going to be able to pay attention to any of these things that I talk about. Have you heard of like the difference between procedural memory and kind of like short-term memory?
Yeah, I studied psychology, so
Oh, okay, perfect.
do know that stuff.
You need to turn CSing into procedural memory, so it
But it's
becomes
so
second
hard.
nature for you.
Like, how do I do that in practice tool? Because there's so low information going on that
Do in
I
custom
just
mode. Do in custom. Put intermediate AI, and just CS. If you can reach, say 95 CS in 10 minutes consistently every single time, and maybe put in a few of those wave management exercises, then you'll be able to kind of hit those marks in a real game.
What do you mean by exercises? Like asking myself where the jungler might be at this point in the game, or what
Or
do you mean
say,
by
I
that?
want to create a slow push right now. I
Ah,
want to freeze the wave by my turret. Or I'm going to let the enemy shove and try farm on the turret. That kind of idea.
all right, cool. Yeah.
So until that stuff becomes second nature to you, then we can focus more on, okay, we look top at 3 minutes to see what's happening with the scuttle crab. We look at mid lane to see who has prio and move according to that.
Mm-hmm.
How does that sound to you?
That sounds good. Um, is there anything like micro-wise? I'm not sure, because as far as I know, my role is like more on leaning on the micro side.
Mm-hmm.
And is there anything I should pay more attention to? Like, not sure if there's anything like that stood out to you. Not sure.
Your
But the
ability
wave
to
management
trade.
stuff and the jungler stuff and the CSing is that's like plenty for me to work on.
Mm-hmm. I'd say focus on those for now.
Okay.
Um, and then when we kind of get that done, I'll check up with you in 2 weeks and see how you're getting on.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can go from there.
Okay. Cool.
Great. That's mostly from me. I will upload this VOD to YouTube, put in my notes and whatnot, and send it to you. Sounds
Cool.
good?
Yeah.
Alright. Let me stop the recording right there.